Hello, hello, hello. What's up, LinkedIn and YouTube? Welcome back. Another Friday BizBuzz Live. Get the frog out of my throat. Pause. I've been on a pause mission for the day. Anyway, glad to be here with you guys. Stay tuned. Stay locked into today's show. We're having some conversations around education. We all have been talking about it. It's graduation season. We're not going to dive into the elaborate prom life for many that's ruining their financial life. We're not going to talk about that. But we're going to have a conversation about education in general and the future of education and what we should be doing and how we should be thinking about it if we need to make money. Stick around for the show, y'all. All right, welcome back, y'all, to another episode of BizBuzz Live. I'm your host, Chris Muzan, helping you through all things finance. I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. It's Friday, May 29th. It's the end of another month. It's crazy because it feels like time is just speeding up on us, but it is what it is. We last Friday of May. We're heading into the 6th month of the year. Almost half of the year completely gone. On to the second half almost. And we continue to have these same conversations, y'all. Again, I appreciate everyone that's sent me a message or commented on any of the content that's out there. Those of you that have been watching the show and taking some stuff in from it. Again, I'm super grateful for everyone that continues to get value from these conversations. We're adding on a few more layers I'm going to share with you guys towards the end. Man, I'll share it with you a little bit now too while you're at it. I guess I got to get better at promoting both sides of it. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is something we've been really excited to roll out for you. This is our United Agencies Financial Clarity Club over on School. We're creating a community, y'all. We're creating a community, and we've created a community of people that want to be transparent and get help in their financial life. Something that we're seeing over on TikTok is like this trend called the age of disclosure. I don't know if you've seen it, but the age of disclosure. And it's basically people disclosing how not well they're doing financially, right? From people talking about what salaries they make, from people talking about their cars getting repossessed, or they're doing DoorDash or Uber Eats to catch up on the bills, or their amount of credit card debt that they're in, or the fact that again, what used to make ends meet are not making ends meet these days. There is an age of disclosure, of transparency that's happening, and right now it's happening all over the internet. But we want to create a community where we can actually not just vent and not just complain, but also get better, right? We can talk about the issues because guess what? Many people are in the same spot. Many people are in the same spot, dealing with some cash flow issues, dealing with savings issues and debt issues and retirement funds and like all the same things. Everyone's in the same conversation. They're just not having it with each other. So we created a community of people so we can start to have these true financial conversations, just like mental health has gotten big over the past 10 years, 7 years. And because we've been talking about it, because it's been something that's been on our mind, it's been something we've created content around, there's help around, there's conversation around it. Well, we're at this stage where we need the same conversations around our money, where many people are sitting in the same spot. It's just you're not talking to each other. You don't know that both of you are dealing with credit card debt or how you're dealing with making more money. So we're going to have this community so that we can help with that. There's going to be live webinars in there where we're going to bring on other financial professionals or people in the industry that are going to be able to have conversations around some of these topics. You're going to get one-on-one coaching from myself and my wife potentially, right? So that we can help you financially. We're going to hold like a couples event once or twice a month where we bring a couple up and let's talk through the finances. Let's be open. Let's be transparent, because if one couple is dealing with it, a lot of couples are dealing with the same exact thing financially. And we know that since we've been doing this for going on 14 years now, that we've been able to help tons of couples through this process. It's really just about how you think about it. So again, ladies and gentlemen, join us. Feel free to screenshot what you see on the screen there, tap that QR code, get into our Financial Clarity Club. Let us build a community of people that want to get better financially, and let us be able to hold you accountable to what you say your financial goals and dreams are. And let's all work together so we can help each other get there. So that's something really exciting that we've been working on, that we wanted to make sure we shared with you, and we'll continue to share with you. The more that we're able to get people into the community, and we're seeing real results like we've been doing individually, we're going to do it in there. So make sure you guys tap in and lock into that. All right, cool. So for today's show, again, we're talking a little bit about the future of education. It's graduation season. I've been seeing it all across my timeline. People that are graduating college, graduating high school, getting their new car, whatever it is, getting their degree. People are so excited, and kudos to y'all that are excited about getting the degree. I know it means a lot to just be able to finish something, right? Just all the ups and downs and the things that could have stopped you from going, and right, all the things. It's just it's an exciting time for the next stage of your life, right? It's an exciting time for the next stage of your life. So also one on TikTok say, hey, keep those smiles on as long as you can, because as soon as you step after right after graduation, you step into the real world. The real world's gonna knock that smile off your face really quickly. People are not doing well. There are not a lot of options. People are struggling out here. But kudos to all the graduation, to the people that have graduated, all the graduates. Now on to the next step, which is what we're having a conversation about. On to the next step. Let's say you just graduated college. Now what? Now what? All right, did you get the job you wanted? Are you in the industry that you wanted? Are you making the money that you wanted? How's your transportation situation? How's your living situation? How many jobs do you actually have to carry? Did the last 4 years really equip you to getting to making all the money that you want to? I don't know. That's a question for you, right? That's a question you have to figure out and ask yourself, right? But here's some things I'm going to share with you just so you can take a look at it and see that some other people in the industries, right, in industries, might have a different thought process about this, about what's happening. This was back in March. This is Larry Fink of BlackRock, who is the biggest hedge fund, owns all of the country, basically. Not joking, right? It really does. BlackRock has their hand in almost every single publicly traded company on the stock market. So they basically run everything. Listen to what he says about college degrees.
Society probably overdid the value and the need for everybody to go getting a university degree. I think for the last 40 years, we told our kids not to be in blue collar.
Right. And now you think that that's changed. Actually,
I think for some, being a lawyer is going to be the right outcome, but many people who chose an academic pathway probably were not that was probably not the perfect pathway for that people. We need to embrace that those type of jobs are just as good for many people. And I think what we did wrong, we really put judgment on so many jobs. And so many people who probably should not have gone into banking or media or law probably should have been a great worker with their hands. We as a society.
So you heard it here from Larry Fink, right? Larry Fink just said, we probably overdid it. We probably overdid it, right? Like, and that's just being honest. We probably, over the last 40 years, have valued a college degree and then demonized every other profession, blue collar profession, things that work with your hands, people that would have not, and again, he made the distinction, people that would have not gone an academic path were almost forced to go that direction because that's what society deemed will make you successful. Right? It's all the messaging, it's all the programming. We're talking about the future of education. And like, if we have the arguably, the guy that has his hand in the majority of publicly run businesses inside of our country, and publicly run businesses need employees, and they get employees from our school pipeline, right? He's coming out and saying, you know what? I think we might have overvalued this. I don't think that like everyone needed to go to school. I think we needed some people to do this. That was a mistake for the past 40 years, this experiment of higher education. Again, I know someone in the comments, right? Like, your college degree treated you well 30 years ago. I know right now you're making six figures. I get it, right? But for the majority of people, we're talking about the masses. We're not talking about your one-off story. For the masses, what was being fed as to going to school, getting higher education to get the best career path might have been wrong. This might have been. That's just what Larry Fink is saying, right? And he's a guy that maybe it might make sense to listen to a little bit because he runs a lot of business. Let's talk about CEO of AT&T. CEO of AT&T. Again, big companies. These are multi-billion-dollar companies having these thoughts. What did he say?
View personally that maybe we've, as a society and within the United States, we've put a huge premium and value socially on a college degree, maybe for good reason. But in some cases, if you go in and you look at all the subsidy that's been put in it, low government finance loans for people to go to school, and then you ask, do they come out with a degree that increases their earning power in such a way to make that investment warranted? We maybe have missed the mark in some places. And maybe we've subsidized the cost structure of delivery that hasn't been optimal when you see the cost of education increasing at higher than the rate of inflation. When you come and work at our company, it's a good middle class wage. You get healthcare benefits, you can earn good money. We have, I think, a fantastic environment for people to work in. And so I think as a society, maybe we want to put the value on work, no matter what the work is, so long as it's a good living wage.
You heard it there. Again, these are CEOs of major companies. CEOs of major companies. That was a CEO of AT&T saying, hey, I think we might have overvalued these degrees because it's not about the degree. Can we put the value back on the work? Can we put the value back on the work? Right? Like, when you come out of school, you're supposed to have skills that help you have more earning power through the work, not through the piece of paper, not through the merit that you made it through something for 2 or 4 years, not something that says like, hey, you did well on some tests in this structure in a 2 to 4 year period. Actually, what tangible skills do I have to go give to the workplace so that I can increase my earning potential? How am I more valuable? He basically said you got to put the energy on the work. You got to put the value on the work. So again, in the question of what we're talking about, the future of education, are we going to put the value on the work? Or are we still going to put the value on the institution or the degree? Oh, I got a whatever, bachelor's in whatever. Yeah, that's cool. Do you know how to work? Do you know how to put what you technically learned into practice? This is why we're watching the changing landscape in the job market. And the reason why we talk about this, why it's so important, is because, again, what we're seeing in society right now is financially, we have done an okay job in the space of teaching people how to keep more of the money that they're making and saving money and budgeting and blah, 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 all the stuff, right? Where we have not done well is we do not teach people how to make money. So no one knows how to earn money. Right now, we are shifting in our society the workplace, what it means to earn income. That's what's shifting in our financial life. That's what's shifting in our society, where we once, again, everything is cyclical. Everything happens, right, in cycles in this country. 100+ years ago, let's say, 110 years ago, everyone was an entrepreneur. Everyone lived off the land. Everyone had a skill. Everyone had a value to their community, to their society, to their village. Everyone did something different. You had the lady that made quilts, and then the person, the shoemaker, and the cobblestone guy, and then the horse guy, and then the farmers, and then like everyone did something, and you could barter your services. You had a value to society. That was just 110 years ago. And then after the Great Depression, what happens? People can't live off the land anymore. People's farms, people's businesses, there's no money, there's no resources, like everything's going down. So what happens? They start building up ways for people to make a living wage. They built factories, they built railroads, they built things that someone could go to work and get a living wage. This is where a job came from. Now you can go get a job and you can say, okay, I'll go give my time and you'll give me back some money. I'll go build this railroad for you. You give me some money to go feed my family because we can't live off the land anymore. Now, in 2026, could it be possible? I'll ask you, could it be possible that we're going back the other way? That we've had a good run for the past 80, 90, 100 years, that a job was the thing that paid our living. Now we're watching in society, wages not going up, people getting laid off, job culture changing, corporate America, people not liking. We're watching this happen. What's the likelihood that we're all forced to go back to being entrepreneurs? That's the way it was before a job. 110 years ago, everyone lived off the land. Then we have Great Depression. Then we have everyone that needs a job. Now we're at the apex where people are like, do I need a job? Do I need to go to college? Does this work? What's likely, in my opinion, going to happen is we're going to be forced into being entrepreneurs again. We're going to be forced to learning how to create value and give value to our community, to our society, to our village, to the people around us. Someone does something well and someone else does something different well, you need to barter services. We're headed to that because what's happening in society is not sustainable. And complaining and pointing the fingers are not going to create a solution. So when it starts at the foundation of our education system was created to make workers, to make people that were competent enough to run machines, to work, to manage, to clock in, clock out. That's what it was. That's what our education system was for. Well, if the job landscape is changing and people are not having jobs and our education system has not changed and we're not equipping kids, then what is happening with our education? What is the future of education? Teachers are getting burnt out. Kids don't want to go to school. Kids aren't learning. Have you seen those viral videos that go around of people trying to read? Like first it started with like kids. I think I mentioned it on a BizBuzz. There's like a kids that they were trying to learn or that they gave them a sentence to read and like they couldn't. And these are high school kids. Like you should know these words. But now there's videos of like grown adults, like in their 20s, reading a similar sentence and they can't read the word rendezvous. They can't read the word inebriated. They can't read the word SAR, right? CZAR. Like they can't, they don't know how to read. What are we doing? How are we educating people? We don't even know how to read anymore. What is the future of education? I think you heard it from a few CEOs. Hey, we might have overvalued that college degree. Hey, we need to put more value back on the work. We need to put more value back on the work. People have been saying this for a very long time. The LinkedIn CEO said this 10 years ago. 10 years ago. You want some proof? I'll give you some proof, just so you know, right? Just give you give you a quick headline proof. This article came out in November of 2016. The LinkedIn CEO says the U.S. cares too much about four-year college degrees. This was the headline 10 years ago. 10 years ago, he's been trying to say this, right? It says we would do much better if we stopped ensuring that everyone had to have a four-year degree to get a certain type of job and started being open to the fact that there's a much broader array of talents and skills and perspectives and experiences that people can be successful. This was 10 years ago. This was a decade ago that he was saying this. And now it takes time for people to listen, takes time for people to understand, but maybe, ladies and gentlemen, you should understand that we've overvalued college degrees. So if so, the future of education is, well, we got to start equipping people so that they have the skills, not the paper, not the theory, the actual skills needed to go be of service in the work world. Be of service, right? Young people have a lot of these things if they could understand how to service, like they don't know how to service people, right? Like they don't see the needs. But if you know the needs and you can service the need, that's how you make money. In 2026, ladies and gentlemen, what I will propose to you is that you need to become more entrepreneurial minded. You need to become more entrepreneurial minded. What does that mean? That means you need to take ownership of your life. You need to take ownership of your income. You need to take ownership of your health, of your family life. You need to take ownership of it. Ownership. So what does that mean in your financial life? Because that's what we're talking about here on BizBuzz. How do we take ownership of our income? You have to go find a way to make money outside of your job. Flat out. Job hopping will probably not keep you safe long term. With AI, with the layoffs, like nobody's job is safe. I don't know who out there thinks that their job is safe. Like your company won't downsize, like you're just too valuable and no one's ever gonna like lay you off. Like, I don't know who believes that, because I can debunk all of them. You're a high income earner, you're a top level, right? C-suite type person. Well, the higher up you climb, the more there's a target on your back. If you're getting paid $320,000 a year plus bonus, there's a guy down here that's willing to make $220,000 a year plus bonus and will do your job just as good as you. So you have a target on your back too. If you're a high income earner, if you're the low worker wage, right? The low wage worker, that person, well, your job is going to get taken over potentially by AI. You're not valuable enough to the company. You're just a number. They pay you $15 an hour. They can pay plenty of people $15 an hour. So your job's not safe. You have an industry that you think was good, but now all of a sudden on the decline. Well, what if your company gets bought out? What if your company has to sell? Do you talk to your boss? Do you talk to the CEO? You talk to the founder? Do you know how close they are to being bought out or being sold or shutting down or any of those things? No one is safe right now. So what you need to do, since you're not going to be safe financially, you need to learn how to create income. How do we do that? We become more entrepreneurial minded. How do we do that? We think of some things. We take some time. 4 things. I've gone over this before on these BizBuzzes, but this is always good to reiterate the same messages over and over again so you get it. I'm presenting you the problems and I'm giving you the solutions. The problem is you're not going to cut it having a job. The future of education is we're way behind where we need to be. We've overvalued 4-year degrees. Colleges are not necessarily getting people equipped with the information, the knowledge, the skills that they need to go be successful and have more earning power. Our K through 12 education is slipping. They're shutting down schools. Buildings are closing. Kids can't read. Teachers are quitting left and right. There's a parenting issue. Like, education's all over the place. By the way, you teachers, you people that are listening that are educators, let me give you a piece of advice. You become more entrepreneurial and you'll make a lot of money in the education space. Any industry that needs to be disrupted, has old systems, things are not working, they're ripe for major disruption. They're ripe for major change. If someone from the inside an educator, an administrator, someone from the inside. You've worked in these institutions. You know where the change needs to be made. And instead of you trying to go and change the system, you make change. You go reach the parents. You go reach the educators that do it. You go reach the children. Like, you go get to the people and make the change. You'll make a lot of money. You'll make a lot of money. I don't know what that looks like for you. Maybe we brainstorm it. If you want to reach out, shoot me a message. Maybe we brainstorm it. But I'll tell you, if you can come in and have an entrepreneurial mindset in an industry that is very employee minded, right? The education space, academia is very employee minded. But if you can come in with an entrepreneurial spirit and entrepreneurial mind to the problems, you'll make a lot. Solve big problems, you make big money. And the education space needs a lot of it. So we're not equipping our people to do the things that they need to do. So what's the solution? You got to think of a couple things. You got to think of what you're good at. That's how you start to know your value to the world. What are you good at? If you don't know what you're good at, or you don't have lots of things you're good at, you need to upgrade your skill sets. It's that simple. It's not easy because it's going to force you to not be lazy. But like, if you have a list of things that you're good at, that people have told you, oh, you're good at communication, or you're good at leader, or you're good at multitasking, or you're good at cooking, or you're good at playing the guitar, or you're good at singing, like whatever you're good at, you should have a list of that. If you don't have a list of that, different problem, right? We need to start with, okay, I need to learn myself. I need to learn what I'm good at. I've been stuck giving my life away to this job or to this family for a long time. Like, now I need to learn what I'm good at. So that's the first place where it starts. Then you need to figure out, where's there a need? Where's there a need out there in society? Where do you see a need in your community, in your village, where you can come in and you can help, you can add value? There's probably a lot of needs. If you solve a need, you'll make money. That's the way it goes. Don't just sell jewelry. Like, jewelry doesn't solve a need. Don't just like sell vacation. It doesn't solve a need. If you go solve some needs, like, our country has real needs. Your community has real needs, like real things that need to happen. That's where the money will follow. So you got to go identify the needs. You got to identify how to make money and what models make money. Are you a subscription model? Are you a like coaching style model? Do you take a fee for a certain thing? Do you go after the big institutional money from like governments and from, school boards and all the type of stuff? Like, where do you go for the money? How do you make money? Right. And then what do you like? What do you like doing? I don't always tell people to follow their passion. Passion is just what you're good at and what you like doing. So you don't always follow what you like doing. Sometimes you follow what the needs are. But you got to start focusing on those things in order for you to start to have a different perspective of how to grow your financial life. All right. I got to wrap up because I actually have appointments and things that I got to go to. But either way, I wanted to get this message to you guys today to talk about this future of education and knowing that we're not equipping our people to get to where they want to go. And so you got to be a catalyst for that. And how do we do that? We start learning new skills. We start upgrading our skill sets. We start thinking about ways that we can go off and earn money outside of a job. And then we start becoming the person that we need to be in order to make that happen, y'all. All right, next Friday, we'll be back. It'll be June. But until